Hey everyone, how are you? How was your day? Did you have a great day? I did. I had a great day, especially tonight. We went to a festival, an event called the Chinese Latin Festival. As a Chinese, I was always a bit doubting about this kind of the festival in foreign countries because I'm not sure if they can really have the or explaining the Chinese culture in such kind of uh, foreign environment. But I'm very happy that tonight it was really a great night because they showed the Chinese culture very well. As a Chinese, I'm very happy with that, and um, even myself, I also uh, did something to match this topic today. You can see my costume a little bit different as usual. This is the Chinese traditional costume, and I also have some a bit decorations. Like this is stuff for the hair decoration, and I also got the earrings, but I took it off now. So I want to say it was a really great culture spreading time, and they did a really good job. Is because tonight they had some dancing show, and the most important was the ending part. They had the lion show and lion show and dragon show. That was two very traditional. That those two are very traditional Chinese cultural performance. And even in my hometown, I didn't see it much because it's very traditional stuff. Nowadays, not many cities they can keep such kind of the traditional performance. So when I say here, by the way, they also combined with some the modern stuff. For example, because it's a Latin show, mostly the topic is related to night and nighttime. So you could say the Latin with the lights in, and it's quite beautiful. So even with the dragon and the lion show, they also added the lightning on the for the decoration. So at night time you could see it, the colorful lightning, and then with the show together. It was quite fancy, and it was very impressive that one of the line show team, they did a really great job because I can tell the steps when they move, when they jump, when you do the trying to do the line steps, that was quite professional, to be honest. I can say they are professional, and they also did it very sensorily, and it was a hard job if you want to do it very well. So I'm really appreciate there are some foreigners they also joined the performance. They love the Chinese culture, and they really enjoy to learn it. That's a really proud of them. Um, at the end of that festival, when I was walking across a crowd, there was a woman who came to me and said, "I really love your costume. Your costume. It was very pretty." And I said, "Oh, thank you, because I also love it very much. It's last October, when I back to China, I bought it in China. I bought several the costumes. So, and she also told me that she loves to watch the Chinese movies, even though she can't speak any Chinese. She loved Chinese culture. And I'm also proud of our Chinese culture that still you can see many people they like our culture. And then we also took a photo together. um, and I also can say there were a lot of the families they brought their younger children or little kids, maybe some mixed. They also come to the show, have a little bit, you know, looking around and enjoy the event festival to experience Chinese culture. And the festival event, the place was held in the park. The name was Beijing Park. Um, I don't know why it's named the Beijing Park, but I can say the park they has the door was designed like the Chinese traditional door that with the bricks with some decorations, maybe like a dragon, and in the front of door they also have two lines stone limestones in front of the door, and the gate is like when you went to any the Chinese temple or garden stuff, you also will see the door like that. This is the door, and is it's not wood, but I think it's still stone. But the decoration of the door, it has some the painting stuff, and it's also very Chinese style. I like it. I'm very happy that I saw so many people they come to this festival. But one of the guy, because we went there together with my housemates and their friends and like their co-worker and co-workers friends and the people they knew in church and the friends from the church. So there was a guy who they knew from the church and asked about him how did he feel about this festival, and he mentioned one thing. This one is quite different with what he had before because in general if you go to any festivals here, um, the any festival will come with a lot of the food courts, um, or some the except show they generally have the food and drink uh stuff they provided there. Even you, yeah. But here, even though you just go to the Saturday or Sunday outdoor movies, they also in general they have the food place that you could at least you could buy some food or drinks. But here, before I come, I thought they might have. But when I arrived there, I found, to be honest, they don't have my things. And even the toilet, it was a bit far away as well. And they don't have any food provided there, no food drinks. So that guy, they left very earlier because they need to grab some food. And then I was wondering how those people got those lanterns. Um, I thought they bought from online or some shops before they came. But then after finished the show, I walked back to just walked around, have a little bit more, just walking around to have a look. Then I found a small place, just one place that they were selling the lanterns, and I figured out, all right, that was a place actually they got those lanterns. But it was finished. Even though I buy it now, it's just too late. I may use it next year, so I gave it up. Maybe next time. Next time, if I come to this kind of festival, I could have a look first. but still very happy and enjoy the performance there. And then, like I've told you before, I was even also wondering about the parking before we arrived there. But lucky when we just arrived at the park, there was a spot. Maybe someone left, so there was a spot there. We just parked there, and it was. This is a quite small community show. Like I've told you, it's just the Chinese Lantern Festival. They have some shows. So even in the promotion page, they didn't mention any food stuff, any other events. So, and it was a small park. Maybe those were the reasons that there wasn't a big crowd there. Just a small portion, small population around there. Not like the one I went last month. It was a car show, and it also called Somerset. It was a car show, and that was really a big one, big thing. Like the promotion, because it has almost every year, so most people they know it, and you know it's about a car. So had it also, except for the promotion, the advertisement, it reached more people, and the fun for the car is also more publicly. So that one was really huge. Kind of I feel almost 2/3 of people here in the city they come out. When you go anywhere, when you went anywhere, I just felt a crowd. So that one was a really huge one, and it also was held in the city, in the big city, at the center of the city. So surrounding were a lot of the restaurants. So it's quite different thing. Um, yeah. So that was really a great night. We enjoyed the festival, Chinese festival in the foreign country. Then even yesterday night, last night, I also had the festival meal as well, because in general in Lantern Festival, it was quite common for us to have the Tang Yuan. We call that meal Tang Yuan, means the family together. So I had it last night. It was really sweet. The outside, it was sticky rice, and the filling was black seeds. So it was quite sweet, but I didn't have much, just 10 pieces, 10 pieces. So it was fine, and I was quite enjoyable. Yeah, I had a really great time today, and then even this morning, I also spent a few hours reading the book. Uh, Still, it is a book about it's about opera. So today the chapters I read, what was that about? Those chapters. Um, yeah, that's part. Many is about opera's career, how it was going, and at the same time they mentioned a lot about how successful of opera's career. It achieved a big success because the ratings was always being number one in the TV, in the television, and they also always have the premium time. And they also cooperated with several several televisions, and when they discuss with the Oprah show, Oprah also asked for the premiere time, and they called 4 p.m. as a premiere time. And they mentioned enough things about how's her career. Okay, I just gave me a little bit time to think about it, like just recall some memories back. Yeah. So let's talk about yeah. Okay, I can remember one thing is uh, Oprah. She like what the writer said, she is really good at controversial topics because her personality and her experience. So she's very easily to get attachment with those controversial topics, and also show the very vulnerable side to the public. But even herself is also very controversial topic in the public. Everything related to her is just kind of crazy. Um, she also has a big ambition for herself too. She often said that I was the one being chosen by God because she was really sincerely religious. She believes God, and she also preached a lot all the time. She went to church all the time, and she often said, I was successful because I was the one being chosen by God. But there was one thing I really like, and I also agree with her, that she said, uh, we should listen. We should listen the true voice, the voice from ourselves. We need to listen that. Even though she said the voice is from the God, we could just ignore that part. For me, I was really agree. The part I really agree was that she also said we should listen the inner voice. She said that is because she had a big failure of film, a series that she was making. Before that, she achieved a um, very big filming success, because that series is about the black woman who who was strong and tough and grow from the um, toughest from just difficult situations. So that film also was rated as a top two, one of the top two series in television, in some television, or in the television. What the name of the television is? WTV. I'm not really sure. I forgot some details. So that was really the biggest. That was the biggest filming success for her. And then because that was about the black woman. So when some people mention how about men, and then he also was trying to make a balance to to let the black men looks a bit softer, not always the tough or difficult side in the public or in her previous movies. So she made another series similar name as the previous one, but the main characters become more soft and empathetic. But that one only did 10 or 12 episodes, and then just get cut off from the other televisions that they don't want to uh, broadcast it anymore. So it was kind of failure for her. And then after this failure, she said, I realized that my over ambition, my strong ambitions, just over my inner voice. I didn't listen my inner voice. Why I do this? So I accept the failure, and I will still keep going on as well. I mentioned this is because it reminded me that when I was in my past few times of failure experience, actually my inner voice, they come out at that time. I just didn't catch it. I just didn't listen them. I just ignored it. If I listen those inner voice, I wouldn't make such big mistakes and just get a jeopardized at that time. So especially recently, I was trying to, write down what I did, trying to, to be awareness what I'm doing, why I made some mistakes sometimes, or why, especially from the last bad experience, I was always thinking and to review what I've done, what I should have done, what I haven't done yet, what I did wrong. So last night, while I was sleeping, I suddenly realized something. Because last job, I must admit that I really made a big mistake in the first week, and that was caused the beginning of the employee that if I have the ability to have the ability for that position. Yeah, right now when I was thinking about that mistake, I just felt it was quite unexplained. Cause that mistake was just I was unsure actually at the beginning. I was unsure, and then I was too overconfident at that time. I forgot I'm a learner. If I have any questions I could ask, it's totally fine. But I just want to be cool, want to be very strong and very capability person. So I just ignore my inner voice, even though I was doubting what I really think is right or not, because I obviously had another voice that in my mind was saying the total different things. But I just ignore it. I believe current what I'm thinking is correct. So I was overconfident at that time. So I didn't even ask any other people's help. I just believe what I was thinking at that time was correct. But actually to prove that I'm not correct, I was wrong. Another voice in my mind actually was correct. But anyway, I didn't listen at that time. Even the second mistake I made, it was happening, the similar situation happened. At that time when I was trying to do that step, I also was doubting. Do I need to do that? Am I right? I was doubting. I had another voice there. But then I still ignore it. I think, I said they do like this thing. I should do like this thing. I even didn't ask anyone, should I do like this? So I just do it directly. But obviously I did wrong. So that was a second big mistake. I think because of the two mistakes, that was a big failure of the for me in that position, and that also was the reason. I think that was the main reason that one of the main reason that they just dismissed me. And then I mentioned this is because last Friday in my job I almost did similar mistake again. When I did that step, I just thought they told me to do this. I think, but the time is different because I also didn't even asking what that's used for. I got a wrong memory. I saw because they never told me before what that was using for, what that connected with. So I was thinking that was connected with something just in front of it. So I think it doesn't really matter if I turned off a little bit earlier, maybe 10, 15 minutes earlier, maybe 10 minutes earlier before all the job done. But then after I turned off, and then I was doubting, do I need to turn off? Is really the right to turn off, right time to turn off? So I turned back again. Then I heard the sound, the kind of the tube sound out of that room. In the roof, sound was wulu wulu wulu. Then I realized, oh my god, actually maybe that switch might connect with something that's more complex than what I thought. So after a while, because there was other thing I need to double check how to do it correctly, then they told me that the coworker told me that that's fine, we shouldn't switch off now. We need to wait for all the other things get done and then switch off it at last. And then she also told me why, the reason why we switch off later, not now. And then I realized, oh my god, I almost made another big mistake in my jobs, in my new jobs. This is the first, this is just one. But this time, because I was inconfident already, because the last job made me like very doubting myself. Not like before, overconfident. So this time I was doubting, and then I heard another voice in my mind. So I stopped. I didn't let the mistake really happen. And then it saved me. So this morning when I read the part that Oprah also said, when we made mistakes, that mistake she made, I was asking why I did this, why I chose to do this. So she was asking like this way, and she realized she didn't listen her inner voice. So it's kind of same experience, just triggered me to think about what happened to me recently as well. Because every time that mistake, when I realized that it's not correct, my mind, another voice was there already. If I ignore it, then you can say the mistake I made, and then I also will take the responsibility of the result as well. You could say take the responsibility. You also could say is the penalty that for me that I didn't hear my inner voice. So the last Friday, when I heard the inner voice, I listened. So I avoided that mistake. That was so important. It also reminded me that how I was overconfident before and how I was inconfident now. um, but all of them actually just pointed out one thing: my attitude in the training period was not correct. Whatever in the last one or last job or the current job, um, I didn't put myself as a learner, as a trainee at in this training period, because I just started this job. Why I must have behaved that I knew everything? It's like shit, right? I don't know. Every workplace, they have different rules. The way they handle things is different. And I was so new, right? Why I pretended that I just knew it? Yes, I had some experience, but that doesn't mean your previous experience could always apply for the new stuff, right? So it's really a good experience for me, and and I can say now what really, what the real reason, what the real issue here is still my attitude. So I'm very happy that finally I realized it. And it's also a good experience for everyone that if you are going to a new place or just a new job, please keep in mind that you are new. It's totally fine that if you don't know anything, it's totally fine. You just need to admit it and put your attitude right. Put your right attitude. Don't do the things like me, what I did. I don't know it, but I pretend I know it. Then you will make the mistakes, and maybe you might even make big mistakes that you will lose a job. You also will cause the better things for the company as well. If you don't know the things, don't pretend you know it. That was really disaster for both sides. But it was happened to me many times before, if, especially in the workplace. That was really a bad habit. So now I realize it. I also was, so, took the took the result as well. So good experience to learn. And I also need to remind myself: no is no, don't know is don't know. Okay. Another is, if you are in a new place and you always have the trainer or the other experienced co-workers there. So if you are not sure, just ask them. Even though you need to give them a call, just call them, please. Don't just make a decision by yourself directly. If you are not sure, accept you are a learner, you are new there. Ask others, please. So I think maybe from next week I will be more happy to work there, and I think my attitude will be much better as well. Even today, when I found I have such bad habits, I was thinking, how did I pass my last few years the job? I know I have other good sides. Maybe it's because of my really good sensory attitude. So they accept it because I'm not really smart working people, kind of very following the rules. This is also the thing that I really want to change this year, especially if you are going to do business stuff, you must jump out of the box. If you're always following the rule what others told you, how can you do the things creatively? And also you should do, actually just for myself, I want to do the things more boldly, especially for the marketing, for the sales. I need to just jump out my small box and see the things bigger. That's the part I really need to improve as well. I was a very cautious person. Mm, so that's why I said I'm not a smart person in the work, because I still was very scary that to just to do the things mm, that not what others told me. I was a bit scared to do that part. But actually, it's not bad, especially at the beginning. If you don't know something well, definitely it's better for you to just follow it. But if you know it, you really understand it, then you could do something um, more creativity and more efficient anyway. Yeah, so sometimes we need just don't be just in a cage. We need to think about the outside world, how big of the nature is, and we can do things better, and we could say a better ourselves. Mm, yeah. Yeah, so we're just talking about the opera show, the opera book. It's a good book to read. Um, so what else it mentioned? What else? All right, and there are a few parts of a few sides of opera that was really inspiration. Her successful is not just about luck. It's also about her hard working. Now even the writer, she also was very admiring about her hard working. She generous opera generally just slept 4 to 5 hours in those decades. Even though when she was so successful, she was a millionaire. She was boss of the Harper company that was kind of uh, media empire already for her. But she still worked very hard. She flied almost every day, everywhere, and she was catching up everything. Um, she's really a very hardworking woman. Uh, but the thing is, uh, at the first, at the beginning, her first executive producer was like her. Both of them are very career driven and work super hard, and also paid a lot of attention on the ratings. They could do kind of sacrifice everything for ratings. So they work very hard, almost like 20 hours maybe in a day. But after a while, and then at the beginning, her small team, the other young people, because they are also single, they are also very happy to work overtime. They just treat that small team as a family as well. They work together, shopping together, have fun together. So most of them, almost everyone, work over 16 to 17 hours a day. But then after the team develops, it become bigger team. Then it was difficult to let everyone do the same thing as what you want. So it also caused a lot of complaints for her staff that they want to resign, or they resigned just because it was too hard jobs that they need to spend too much hours on work and they can't really have a knife. They just give up. Even though she paid high, she even want to pay 1 million for a staff, but that staff just rejected. It was just too difficult to keep working 16, 17 hours a day. So you can see how hard working she was, and Oprah did this routine over decades. So like even the writer also said, Oprah, she reaching, extending, and then stretching, reaching, stretching, and extending. So it's always like to achieve bigger herself and didn't stop. Many people may say her luck, but they might didn't say or didn't pay much attention on her behind, how hardworking she was. So it's really a good point for everyone. Even last time when I watched a video, some short videos about some successful CEO, they also mentioned that they really worked fucking hard. They just slept 4 to 5 hours a day. Even right now, when they mention what do you want to give the advice to the young people, or what they want to do if they can come back when they were young. And one of the CEO just said, if I can come back to the young stage, I just want to tell myself, work harder, as hard as I can. They also always mostly work very, especially if you didn't have a strong background, you just start from the very bottom line and go higher to achieve the big success. Then you must work super hard than the ordinary people. And this is quite a reality thing, to be honest. You paid what you have. Yeah, so this is part of it for her successful working super hard. And she also met some very good friends in the journey. They helped her a lot. Even you can't say you can keep a good relationship with someone for a really lifetime, but and it's what I can say for Oprah. Uh, Especially for a successful person, you are very rich. Most people rich you just want to get some benefits from you. So it's very difficult for them to believe the people as well, to trust the people. I think it's also, and to be honest, for them, they also have the big interest for others to get. So it's really difficult for them to have a lifetime friendship to keep all the time. It's really difficult. So it also happened for her that many of her friends was temporarily. They can go many years maybe, but they can't work till the end. Yeah, but now it's 2024, so I don't know how about now. And the book, when the book I was reading, around that time, I can say it mentioned several friendship broken between Oprah and other celebrities or some close friends or families. Um, like what I said, even for Oprah, in her big successful career, there was some really big support from her from her surrounding friends or partnerships, working partnerships. Mm, one the one role mentioned in the book was Oprah's big the lawyer and also the chief executive around that time. What's the name? Jeff or Jacob? He was quite important for Oprah at the beginning. He also helped her to build up the Harper Empire, media empire. Um, Harper involves a lot of different the social media stuff. Uh, they have the book selling related to the book sellings, films, and advertisement, and what? A series of entertainment industry. Yes, a serious line of the entertainment industry. And they also built a very big the studio, Harper Studio, in Chicago as well. So by the way, Oprah her show uh, many records in Chicago, even though her syndication sold in other cities and other countries, but her headquarters is in Chicago because she knew that her show only works the best um only works the best in Chicago. The same successful can't be achieved in the other cities. In other cities, she knew it very well, so that's why she always put Chicago as a headquarters. Even the Harper she built is also near to the suburb in Chicago. She also uh, did some return for this city. She had a lot of charity stuff, a lot of donation for this city as well, and at the same time, her was successful brought a lot of the tourists and other industries blossom in Chicago. So it's kind of Chicago makes her famous. In return, she also helps Chicago famous. It's a win-win. Yeah. Okay. And okay. So that's for the book part. And another thing today, I just watched a clip. At first, I just watched a clip of a Chinese English TV host when she was talking about something English, and when she was just in the TV show, and she was talking English, communicating with other foreign, um, maybe the reporter or maybe some specialists, and she was talking in English, and then she made some mistakes. So when she made some mistakes, she said sorry, and she also just said that, sorry, English. I'm sorry, English is my second language. So it's quite really sincere and also more easier for others to accept it. But when I made the same mistakes, I don't know. I just was feel ashamed at that time. But I should let others know that English is my second language, so it's fine. I just try again. That's it. So I think that reporter, the host Liu Xin, she did a really good job. And at the same time, I also must admit that I know my English is not very good enough, but I learned from my background. The English I spoke now is kind of much better than before. Um, I push myself harder because I still want to achieve a bigger success here. And maybe I should find a balance. I can't just blame everything for my language. Like you can say, she was so successful already in China, right? She was a professional English podcast, a professional state TV host or TV reporter. And since she was young, she attended a lot of the English um, topics or English events already. I only can say that in our country, she is very top professionals, one of the very top professionals. Maybe one of the uh, advantage for me right now is because I'm in a foreign country, so my environment is kind of the very good learning environment. Um, but like she and me, both of us are very similar that we grew up in Chinese environment and we learned the English from the school. Even the speaking, we started at a very late age. Um, I think she even right now she also need to keep practicing her English, right? I can say she's still very she's still a bit inconfident with her English when she was talking with a native, because in one of her show, um, she was visiting a television station, a TV station in Chicago or in California, and when she talked with the locals, she was still a bit struggling when she was speaking English. And you can see the words she was using and the way she was talking, a bit nervous and a bit struggling to choose which word to say. Not like the locals, they are so, when they were saying the words, it's like the way we sing the Chinese, we sing our native language, and say it very fluently, very chill, very relaxing, very natural. So there's a difference, right? Um, so at the same time, I push myself to keep learning, keep improve my English language, and I also should accept that part that I'm a later learner. I can't be very perfect to be already a native accent. Yeah, so it's really good to watch that part. Uh, it gave me some kind of mm, find a community. Yes, I find the community. Um, and by the way, I also found that we come from the Liu Xin, the hoster. Um, we came from the same. We come from the same city in China, a small town there. That's quite interesting, right? But she also really did a great job, um, whatever in English or just in the TV host. She was uh, kind of like a opera, and they got a lot of the rewards in their jobs. Uh, they're really highly reward and has a very high reputation as well in their industry. So you can say, what I want to say here is language is not really the barrier, it's still about the communication way, how you communicate with each others. Like what I just mentioned, when she made a mistake in English, she just admitted that, sorry, English is not my first language. You know, that's really good. That means still about some communication way, and the people will be more easier to accept the mistakes you made, right? So for me, I also should learn this. Just don't be pretend that, yeah, great. If you are not, that's it. So today I just watched a little bit of my previous talk show. I was very impressed by the one I did 2 days ago. Uh, just in one show, I can see different sides of me. Um, at the beginning, when I was telling the TV show or comedian series I watched, and because it was a comedian one and it was really fun and I was so enjoyable when I was telling the story, I also was laughing and smiling all the time. Even the talking also was uh, involving more emotions. But then after that, I was talking my daily life. You can see my whole condition, my status was quite. Even my face was very serious. Not much the facial expressions, and even my voice just get very dull. So this you can say that what's really the difference between the thing you like and you're not really interested in, and you're not really interested in. You told your gesture or your posture, your behavior, everything you showed is always the it told others what you are really thinking about something. Mm, but I don't know how about others. For me, I was quite straightforward. Just showed everything very, was obviously. Um, so that one just gave me some inspiration. That I want to. I definitely I prefer the first part when I was telling the story. That I was laughing, smiling. I really like that part. So I was thinking maybe, you know, in the future, I know in general on the day the life may be boring, but and maybe just repeat every day. But you always can find something different, something interesting. It still depends what you are looking for, what you want to say. So yeah, I will put my um, beauty discovering eyes on, okay, in the life, and I will find out more interesting things and share with you. Okay, so that's today. Very lucky that I'm not very sleepy now. Yesterday I also didn't finish the talk show. I was after half an hour I was leaving, I think at least 10 minutes just in front of the camera. And this camera I don't want to stop and make editing, so I just do it from beginning till end. Okay, that's it. Bye bye. Have a good night.